Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. stocks and futures market. I'm sorry, the Forex market preview for an international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 24th of March, ending Friday, the 29th, as we wrap up not just March, but the end of the first quarter already of 2019, which means probably not a lot goes on Friday. But here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. We are sitting exactly where we were back in August, which is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 months ago. I mean, this has been as flat as could be in Forex. It's not really exciting. We did have a couple winners this week, and it was all right. Still making money, but I'd like to see some action, right? Here's the euro dollar daily chart. Same deal. It's just the inverse of the dollar index at this point. Here's the pound dollar, though. This one's sitting where it was back in July, so it's been 9 months here on this one. The Aussie dollar has also been in the same range for a long time, except for the one dip day. Euro yen, same deal here. Pound yen. Wow, this one's been so flat, except for that dip, that one dip for a couple of days in January. This thing's been in like a tiny little range for like almost a year now. Pound Swiss sitting right where it was back last July, and the New Zealand dollar as well. So nothing exciting in Forex, unfortunately. Let's look at the intra-week action. Here is the 30-minute chart. So high to low for the week is 170 pips, but again, it was the spike up on Wednesday on the Fed, and then the comeback and the spike down on Friday. Other than that, look how flat Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were until then. Really disappointing. The pound dollar high to low for the week was 300 pips. A little more action, but again, Monday and Tuesday were in a 100 pip range until the Fed announcement. We wiggled. We dropped on Thursday. So we made some money, but it wasn't super exciting from that perspective. All right, let's take a look at the economic data that's coming out this week. We've got nothing on Monday. All industries activity out of Japan. Got a Fed member speaking. German IFO business climate CB leading index out of China. Belgian NBB business climate number. Australia's RBA assistant governor Ellis speaking at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time Monday night here in the U.S. Trade balance out of New Zealand. Bank of Japan summary of opinions. We've got the FOMC, another FOMC member speaking at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Must be somewhere around the world because it's probably not here in the U.S. On Monday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, I got the Bank of Japan core CPI number. German GfK consumer climate. High street lending out of the UK. Another Fed member speaks. Building permits and housing starts here in the U.S. The housing price index. S&P housing price index at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Consumer confidence at 10. Rate announcement out of New Zealand Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That takes us into Wednesday. Credit Suisse economic expectations out of Switzerland. German 10-year bond auction. CBI realized sales out of the UK. Trade balance out of Canada and the U.S. That's one of our big three each month. So we'll be half size Tuesday going into Wednesday because of that. S&B quarterly bulletin, CB leading index and crude oil inventories here in the U.S. Another Fed member. A lot of speeches this week, it seems like, by all the Fed members around the world. Going into Thursday already, the only major thing we've had up to this point is the trade balance. But that's less than half of the data for the week. Thursday and Friday are packed. We've got the nationwide housing price index out of the UK, German and Spanish CPI numbers, rate announcement out of Bank of England, FPC statement, money supply out of Europe, private loans, Italian 10-year bond auction, final GDP out of the U.S., along with the unemployment claims. Got more Fed members speaking because that's what they're doing this week. Pending home sales, natty gas here in the U.S. Got a Swiss government board member speaking, meaning someone like their Fed. Another one of ours speaks. Sorry. Building consensus out of New Zealand. Tokyo core CPI, unemployment rate out of Japan, preliminary industrial production and retail sales out of Japan, consumer confidence out of the UK, and private sector credit out of Australia. So Thursday's busy. Friday, also busy. Housing starts out of Japan, German import prices and retail sales, French consumer spending and preliminary CPI, German unemployment change, the UK current account, final GDP, net lending to individuals, money supply, and mortgage approvals. Italian preliminary CPI number. GDP of Canada along with their RMPI and IPPI. We've got core PC price index out of the U.S. Personal income and spending out of the U.S. That's all at 8:30 on Friday. Chicago PMI at 9:45. Revised University of Michigan sentiment and new home sales. And then another Fed member speaks. And then we got the Brexit vote potentially some point this week. Daylight savings time for the rest of the world. The U.S. has been on it for a month, so that's going to shift on over the weekend, next weekend. And as I said, with the end of quarter Should be interesting. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.